Hey, cunts, don't forget to click the subscribe button.
How many are from the March 13th group? Remember I told you I didn't want to give you the materials? Remember? Does anybody not remember? Almost all of you have fucked up. Why do you think I said, by the way, good evening and all that bullshit, but that's all horseshit. Anyway, why do you think, after 27 years of doing this, I said, if I give you the materials without you hearing my fat lips and hearing the webinars, you're going to fuck it up? Because it's based on hundreds of cases. Some of you are case study freaks, and that's why you're poor. Unfortunately, the March kids took the material against my better judgment. Have boards. Some of you have boards. Some of you have accountants. Some of you have lawyers. And almost all of you are going to have to get rid of them all. Now, normally I would have, now if I was the previous Dan Peña, I'd embarrass you and say, how many of you got boards? How many of you fucking meatheads that got a board? When I told you not to get it, but I'm not going to do that because I'm kinder and gentler now. And I'm going to be 75 in a few days. So, and I talked to my son, and I talked to my grandson. My granddaughter I didn't talk to because she was too busy for me. She's 5. She was too busy. Well, okay. I hope she sees this fucking YouTube. Because I know, guys, are there any gals? No gals. I know, guys, that what I'm talking about. Because you can't help yourselves. Now, the seminar is quite different. For the people that were here for the 13th, you only had a day and a half or two, right? So that's the good news, because you won't know the difference. But the fucking thing is different now. Not different because QLA has changed. The only thing that is different is I emphasize output more now. And I've said on YouTube, and I believe you mentioned it, that you got to triple your output. You got to quadruple your output. Now we're going to go through some success stories starting tomorrow. Corona success stories. Because there's before Christ, right? AD, BC. Well, now, even though it's not post-Corona yet, and I'm here to tell you, now guys, now we're going to share some information that's not on the media, one of which, the numbers for Corona are 10 times worse than they're publishing. 10. How many of you have, not decision theory, but crisis management? How many of you had courses in crisis management? I'm not surprised. But the first rule of crisis management is don't let the people panic. That's the first rule. It's above fixing the problem. Because the problem can be exacerbated many, many times worse if crowd control, etc., gets out of hand. So when President Trump and Boris and what's the name of the lady that's here? Nicola. When they're spouting all this shit, they're trying to keep you not to panic. And their sins are of not commission, but omission. They're not telling you all the facts. It's not that they're, in some cases, well, for example, this is one man's opinion, and I live in Scotland. Do you think the National Health Service of Britain, Scotland, the Scottish part of it, forgot about elderly homes and when they put the numbers together the first few months? No. They knew if they gave you the numbers for all the poor little bastards that were dying in the homes, the people would panic. And then some journalists, investigative journalists, I don't know which one it was, I hope it's not the one interviewing me in a few weeks, but they figured it out, and all of a sudden the information came to the light, and there's a reason for all that, I'm telling you all this. It came to light that the numbers were wrong because there was a lot more people dying and ill because they didn't post the numbers. China's playing the same game, in my opinion, and most of the other countries are playing the same game, including the United States. Because if you really knew what was going on, you couldn't get up in the fucking morning. Remember I said in March, it's going to be 5 times longer and 3 to 5 times more expensive. Remember? Everybody laughed at me. I took a lot of shit about that. But now I'm going to have to retract that. It's worse than that. Corona's going to last for 5 years. Minimum. And I couldn't be happier than a pig in fucking slop. It's our time. If you can't find motivated fucking sellers now, it's like when you used to go to Tijuana in the old days. If you couldn't get laid in Tijuana, it's because you didn't have a dick. Everybody understand that? If you can't find cocksuckers to buy now, it's because you're not looking hard enough. That's why, and believe me, I don't think this will happen again. I guarantee you, I will never, ever, ever give the material out without them sitting through a seminar again. If I live to be 1,000. But it showed I was getting weak. I'm getting old. And certainly I didn't give you for you March people I'm talking to. I didn't give it to you because I want you to like it, because fuck you and the horse you rode in on. But I thought, well, I didn't know when the next seminar, candidly, I thought maybe not another seminar this year. I won't make that mistake again. You are going to get not revolutionary information, not, E equals MC squared, but compared to your contemporaries, compared to the competition you don't have, you're going to get E equals MC squared, or you're going to be the first caveman that invented fire or discovered fire. We're going to go through 10 or 15 deals that have done Corona deals. And a Hall of Famer, but he's a Hall of Famer. So he's smooth as that baby shit, right? He says, Dan, it's never, but he's gone back into business. He says, it's like taking, you know how you say, Dan, it's taking candy from a baby? It's worse than taking candy from a baby. If you follow the steps. And he says at the end of his email, but fortunately for us, most people don't follow the steps. And he's talking about the 99% of the people, because 99% of the people that are succeeding with QLA, I never met. Because all the information's free. Did I say that in March? Yes. Have I said that the last 10 years? Yes. Does anybody believe me? Apparently not. A couple of you that I've already talked to have said words to the effect, you want to hear it from the horse's mouth, or whatever. Okay, I understand that. But the world is our oyster. And unfortunately, because the combination of the government not telling us the truth, or the whole truth. But the reality is that we can't take the whole truth. There's a great scene in an officer, is it an officer and a gentleman? Nicholson tells Tom Cruise, you can't take the truth! Whatever that movie was. Few good men, thank you. You can't. Or as in this part of the world, you can't. Because most people are illiterate up here in Scotland. That's the way it is. It's been that way for 700, 800 years. And so that's the real reason the English shit on the Scots for 700 years, because of the lack of gray matter. But that's I could give a whole fucking seminar about that, but we're not here to talk about that. And the webinars that you're going to hear, and the live webinars you're going to hear from kids in the trenches doing deals right now as we speak, they're crushing it. And fortunately for you, everybody else is scared and running for the hills. Now, what Corona has proven to me, not that I needed any proof, validated for me, whatever the right words you want to use, or not, whether the right or wrong words, is virtually everybody is a cunt. I used to think almost everybody was a cunt. Now I'm positive everybody's a cunt. During World War II, Britain bombed 2 or 3 years the Nazis, right? Day after day, London, day after day, and then the bombs that they didn't drop in London, they dropped in Manchester, Liverpool, right? As they went back to Naziville, right? Did you ever hear a Brit complain about it? Did you ever hear a Brit complain, I can't take any fucking holidays? No. And I hear these cunts on TV with tears in their eyes. I lost 375 pounds because my holiday to wherever, the fucking Canary Islands has been canceled. Fuck you, you fucking bitch. I'm embarrassed to be a human being. To see everybody fucking whining like bitches. I'm fucking embarrassed. But that's why it's easier for us. Because everybody is a fucking bitch. You know it in your own fucking lives. You don't know anybody that's got any fucking balls. It makes it easier for us. But not everybody in this room is going to use that advantage. Because you're playing at the game of wanting to be more successful. The seminar has changed dramatically since the February seminar, which is the last regular seminar we gave. And if we give another seminar, although there is another one planned, the only change that will be continue to update the seminar with Corona successes. Now, and I know a lot of people are losing their lives. Nothing I can do about that. People lost their lives to AIDS. Now, if you really want to know what's happening during this COVID-19, there's a reason why they call it COVID-19. Because there's been 18 before this. Does everybody understand that? During what they call the Spanish flu of 1918, 1919, there was 1.5 billion people on the earth then. 500 million got infected. Am I the only cocksucker that looks this shit up? 1/3 of the planet. You go back and you look at the pictures from the 1918, 1919, and we were at war. Were the Brits complaining about their fucking holidays? Was Tenerife around 100 years ago? Anyway, were they complaining? Well, the Brits like to whine anyway. But it's going to get a lot worse. And I said this in March, April, I took more shit on the internet. And from this day forward, it's going to get 5 times worse than it is now. And everybody in this room is going to lose somebody to Corona. In fact, I predict at least 4 or 5 of you are going to get Corona. And that means somebody in this room is going to fucking die. Why doesn't anybody tell you the truth? Because you can't take the fucking truth. I told you in March, you were 2,000, the people that were here and people on the internet, you're 2,000 cold calls away from 1 million. Nobody believed me. They rather get Corona than make 2,000 cold calls, which is hard for me to believe, but, this is our time, kids. This is our time. Now, I'm not hoping Corona lasts 25 years. For those of you that think a vaccine is going to come up between now and October, drown yourself, not in this lock, somebody else's lock, so I don't have to do paperwork. How stupid can you fucking be? I've said the words many times. Pollyanna. The world is being Pollyanna. There's a great scene in the movie Gone with the Wind where Scarlett O'Hara stands and Atlanta is burning to the ground. And she's standing out on, and she says, "Oh, I can't wait for the tulips in fucking April," whatever the fuck she says, like nothing's happening. Like Atlanta's not burning to the ground. The world is burning to the motherfucking ground. And what is ever left, QLA should own. I can't be more clear. Am I upset about it? You fucking ain't right. Not that the world's burning to the ground. I don't give a fuck about that. That more people aren't taking advantage of it. At the end of every catastrophe, somebody gets rich. Why not you? We had two guys here from Pakistan, directly or indirectly. And I told the first guy, I'm probably the only other guy here that's been to Karachi. And the next guy I talked to, but he had never been to Karachi. And the guys in Karachi, the billionaires in Karachi, the billionaires in India, the billionaires in New York City, don't give a shit. If you owned assets in December 2019, or you made acquisitions in 2019, the acquisitions you bought are worth between 25 and 50% less today, or actually in mid-March. They're even worth less now. Yet I still have people that went through the seminar that send me numbers, even though there's no mentor program. I don't want to see the numbers. I just look, and then they're basing their acquisition proposal or their LOI, letter of intent, on trailing 12 months. Why in the fuck would you do that? You base your offers on the trailing 60 or 90 days. And your seller's telling you, oh, it's going to get better, right? But they're lying. What they should say is, I hope it's going to get better. This is our time. This is our fucking time. After the Spanish flu of 1918-1919, by the way, my grandfather died in the Spanish flu of 1918. My father never knew his father because he died just before he was born, and I never knew my grandfather. But the people, and again, it sounds like robber barons or something, but the people that survived, that kept their head about them, got fucking rich. Yet when you turn on the news, if I hear one more cocksucker tell me that they can't go on their fucking holidays, I'm going to drive down there and cut their fucking throat with a knife. If they had been more interested in making some fucking money, they wouldn't have to worry about the 600 fucking pounds they lost because of fucking Corona. I'm embarrassed to be a human being. But we turn that and use it to our benefit. For those of you that might have thought I might have lost a tick because I've been out of work 4.5, 5 months, I guess you already know I haven't. The only thing that happened to me during Corona is I put on 12 pounds. 8 or 9 pounds of muscle and 2 or 3 pounds of fat. And most of the muscle was around my chest and back. So I accomplished something. And I'm 20% stronger. And at 75, I don't need more muscle. At 75, I don't need to be 20% stronger. As you can see, we've gone, well, maybe you can't realize, my wife and the staff have done a lot of work for this fucking thing. We are set up for Corona. One of the few leisure, travel, entertainment, whatever you want to call us, that were able to do something like this. And as you've already noticed, you're going to be eating right behind where you're sitting now. And you all have separate bedrooms, and you have separate bathrooms, toilets, etc. So, I mean, it's like Allah shined on us. And you should, you cocksucker. Fuck you and your fucking turban. Like I told somebody, a senior official in the government yesterday, I'm a fucking rainmaker, asshole. I make shit happen. You just talk about shit happening. When you leave here, you're going to have the tools that make shit happen. Most of you that were at 13th, I'm going to repeat it one more time, are going to have to undo almost everything you did. I told you not to go out and build boards. I told you not to. Didn't I tell you? You can't help yourself. Because you've got shit for brains. Tonight, post-dinner, you'll come back here to do your homework. The homework is electronic now, I'm told. You will send it in to Kim. For those of you that haven't given Kim all the paperwork, you will give the paperwork to Kim by tonight or you'll leave in the morning. Does anybody not understand what I just said? All the things you're supposed to sign, you will sign. If Kim doesn't have them tonight, you will be escorted off the estate tomorrow morning. Does anybody not understand that? We went to a lot of work to what I call Corona the place. And the seminar, except for you, because you're the weak link. It's like buying businesses. Buying business is easy. It's running them because you have to run them with people. The seminar business is great, except for the attendees. Because you're all insecure meatheads. My wife has given me the signal. Are the air raids coming, honey? Okay? And now would be the time for me to say, and everything at the back of the stage or the back of the is half price. And some of you in this room, in the last 5 months, 6 months, have attended somebody else's seminar. But you're all cunts. See, to me, you got to prove to me you're not a cunt. I read your CVs and I want to throw up. On that happy note, which way? You file out that way.